Good evening, everyone. This is the Red Hook Town Board meeting of March 9th. Would you be kind enough to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. For the folks at home, I will pull up for you tonight's agenda. It's a very short meeting we'll have this evening. We just have a couple of items of business to take care of, and we do want to give you a little bit of an update on COVID vaccinations and eligibility. So for tonight, we'll be discussing that. We have a public hearing at 7:35. It's for the contracts that we have with both our fire companies, Red Hook and Tivoli. We have not received so far any public comments. I would like the public to know two things, one of which is we have dedicated volunteers who conduct this very important service on behalf of the community, and any opportunity you have to thank them for that service, please do. We will be approving these contracts tonight, but we will also need to take a look at them again later this year as things may develop where they need additional support. So for the folks at home, we'll be doing that tonight. COVID update, as I mentioned earlier, and then as part of a multi-year plan to increase the water district rates as outlined by the Water Board a few years ago, they are requesting our approval again for the 5% increase for 2021. We have just a little bit of correspondence, and then we'll be out of here. So it's a very short meeting for the folks at home, and let's dive in. The Supervisors Report. This is a report, a monthly report we give on the first meeting of the month, and this is for the period of February 1 through February 28th. And we started that period with an opening balance of $5,421,000 and change. We had receipts of $3.75 million, disbursements of $1.5 million, for a balance of $7.670 and change. This is the time of the year where we're collecting property taxes, and so you'll see an increase of the balances that we have going forward. We have just one budget adjustment, and that is related to a very generous donation for the Red Hook Library. That's a pass-through that goes on to the library. You have your monthly variance reports, which is the budget versus actual. And are there any questions that the board members have about this month's materials? Okay, we do have one budget adjustment. So I'd like to entertain a motion to approve both the Supervisors Report and the one budget adjustment.
So moved.
Okay, I think Bill beat out Christine there. Christine, would you be kind enough to second that motion?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Jacob?
Aye.
Bill Hamill?
Aye.
I appreciate it, thanks. Deanna, we have the monthly town clerk's report, if you would, please.
Hey, the The town clerk's report for the period of February 1st, 2021 to February 28th, 2021. Total local shares remitted to the supervisor, $4,905.50, of which $4,393 was money collected for garbage at the recycling center. Amount paid to New York State Agriculture and Markets for the spay neuter program was $27. The amount paid to New York State Department of Health for marriage licenses was $67.50. And the amount paid to New York State Department of Racing and Wagering for bell jar license was $15. The total state, county, and local revenues, $5,015.
Very good. Is there a motion to accept the clerk's report, please?
So moved.
Okay, Christine, you got that one. And Bill Hamill's a second. All in favor? Bill O'Neill?
Aye. Aye.
Jacob Testa?
Aye.
Very good. And as Deanna mentioned, she spoke about the fees that we collect for garbage at the recycling center. And we know we've had a few folks ask, but just as a reminder, for 2021, we are not charging a fee to access your facility. We do charge for the cost of accepting the garbage. We will be mailing you a sticker later this spring as part of a comprehensive mailing with more information that you can put on your vehicle. But as a reminder, the facility is open only to Town of Red Hook residents, and that includes village residents, Red Hook and Tivoli as well. But for now, during this pandemic, we are not charging for access to the facility. Okay, very good. We are, I think, just a couple of minutes late for our public hearing. And Deanna, would you be kind enough to read that for the folks at home, please? The notice of the public hearing?
Please take notice that a concurrent public hearing will be held by the town board of the town of Red Hook on March 9th, 2021 at 7:35 p.m. local time at the Town Hall, 7340 South Broadway, Red Hook, New York, 12571. To hear all interested persons regarding a proposed fire protection district fire service agreement between the town of Red Hook and the village of Tivoli for 2021 and 2022. And 2, to hear all interested persons regarding a proposed fire protection district fire service agreement between the town of Red Hook and the village of Red Hook and the Red Hook Fire Company for 2021 and 2022. Both agreements relate to the existing Red Hook Fire Protection District embracing the territory outside the villages of Red Hook and Tivoli. Due to the ongoing COVID pandemic, the town hall is closed to the general public until further notice. Pursuant to the executive order number 202.1 as extended, issued by Governor Cuomo, and advisories issued by federal, state, and local officials related to the COVID-19 virus, the public will not be permitted to attend in person. Board members are expected to participate in the public hearing via teleconference or video conference. Please refer to the meeting agenda to be posted on the town website at www.redhook.org, listing the specific link which will allow the public to view and listen to the proceedings live, which is expected to be available at www.pandatv23.org. Click on Watch Live. Project documents will be posted with the meeting agenda on the town's website. All interested persons will be given an opportunity to be heard as follows. The public is encouraged to submit, 1, the public is encouraged to submit written comments by email or telephone in advance of the hearing to supervisor@redhook.org and 845-758-4622 by 4:00 p.m. the day of the hearing. Please note quote, fired contracts in the subject. 2, written comments may be dropped in the town's Dropbox in advance of the hearing at the Town Hall, 7340 South Broadway, Red Hook, New York, 12571 by 4:00 p.m. the day of the hearing. Please observe the recommendations of the CDC regarding distancing and use of masks. 3, all comments so received in advance of the hearing will be noted in the hearing record. Interested persons may also comment by email or telephone to supervisor@redhook.org and 845-758-4622 on the date of the hearing from the time of opening the hearing until the close of the hearing. All reasonable accommodations will be made for persons with disabilities. In such a case, please notify the town clerk in advance at the above address or by phone, 845-758-4606, so that arrangements can be made. Please take further notice that copies of said proposed agreements are available for review at the Town Hall, 7340 South Broadway, Red Hook, New York, 12571. By order of the Town Board of the Town of Red Hook, dated February 24th, 2021, Deanna Cochran, Town Clerk, Town of Red Hook.
Thank you, Deanna. And for the folks at home, I think the draft that we had of the Red Hook contract had a typo that had been corrected in our documents here, but was an earlier draft that went up on the website. And just in case there was any confusion, the dollar figure on page 2A was spelled out correctly for $289,709, but the numeric number had a typo in that. So just know that it is in fact 289,709, and that is for calendar year 2021. That's for the Red Hook contract. So at this time, I'd like to open the public hearing. I don't believe we have any public comments. Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing as well.
So move.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Christine. All in favor, Jacob?
Aye.
Bill Hamel? Is there?
Bill, you're muted.
Bill, you're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Aye.
okay. Thank you very much. Okay, and just as a reminder, we'll be back again probably later this year. A couple things that we'll be taking a look at is the legislation that was passed last year, allowing for an increase in the annual stipend. As I mentioned to you, all of our emergency responders are volunteers. They incur costs driving to and from the stations and other costs associated with it. There's a very modest stipend they get when they complete a certain level of service each year. It's currently $500. The state has now allowed it to be as much as $1,200 a year, which I think we would like to take a look at and entertain. I think the least we could do is reimburse these folks for some of the expenses that they're incurring answering all these calls. And you should know that there are hundreds of calls each year that these fire companies are responsible for. If you are new to Red Hook, you should know that we have two separate fire companies, one in Tivoli and one here in the village of Red Hook. The town contracts with both of them, and there's a portion of the western side of town that we contract with Tivoli, and then there is the majority of which is the central and eastern portion of the town that we contract with the Red Hook Fire Company. And so once again, we're very grateful for all the work that they do, and they're going to need some assistance in the future to make sure that they have the proper equipment and they have the proper space to conduct their operations. So town board members, are there any questions about the contracts? For the folks at home, the contracts are increasing by 2% for 2021 and 2022. It's already included in the 2021 budget that was adopted last fall. No questions? Okay.
No.
Okay, very good. Deanna, this is resolution number
19.
19. Thank you very much. And it's approving both contracts with Red Hook Fire and Tivoli. And I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Bill O'Neill? Okay.
Aye.
Jacob?
Aye.
Okay, very good. And that's our resolution there. We sort of jumped around a little bit, so I'm going to go back, if we would, to a COVID update for the folks at home. This is updated as of today. The number of cases in Dutchess County, active cases just fell below 1,000. We've seen some modest improvement in the area in the number of active cases, but I will tell you anecdotally, we're hearing more and more recent cases this week, as a matter of fact, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little spike up as people are trying to get vaccinated. The town is reported as of a couple of days of having 8 active cases. The village of Red Hook under 5, and Tivoli also under 5. Positivity rate is still close to 4%. And if you take a look at how many confirmed cases there are in the county, it now is 8%. So we know that obviously a much greater percentage of folks actually have had COVID. All right, let's scroll through here. Okay, so in the good news category, once again, as we mentioned in our last meeting, 240 million vaccine doses are expected by the end of this month. The vaccination rate throughout the country has now exceeded 2 million per day. The local supply, I can tell you, in Dutchess County has increased dramatically. We're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 6,000 to 7,000 vaccinations each week in the county, and that's all good news. New York State continues to provide additional mass vaccination sites. You may have read recently, the other day, that the fairgrounds in New Paltz is going to be a mass vaccination site. The other, I guess, good news is that there's going to be an increased pool of eligible residents, and I'll talk about that more in a second. Some of the concerns that exist or are increasing are ever-evolving strains. There's now a new variant of the UK strain that is making some of the scientists a little bit nervous about whether or not the vaccine will be effective against it. I mentioned earlier, Dutchess County, the numbers and positivity rate are stabilizing and dropping just a little bit, but not as much as we would like. And then I guess, the largest concern is now that there seems to be a more of a relaxed behavior, and some of the mandates, I'm sure you've been watching the news, some of the mandates are going away. So we would just, suggest to folks to do everything you can to be vigilant while the vaccine rollout continues and increases. That way we'll get to a place where we can enjoy our lives more in a normal fashion. Okay, information. Here are the numbers to call. New York State. You can also go online. Some folks have found it a bit frustrating because you're constantly refreshing your screen in order to get an appointment. What has changed is starting tomorrow morning, the age eligibility has decreased from 65 to 60. So anyone in New York State can get vaccinated at any site in New York State if they are 60 years or older. The other thing that has changed, and we're very happy about that here at Town Hall, is that all public-facing employees are eligible starting March 17th. So all the employees here will be eligible, and that will help us work towards being able to serve the public in person, which I expect will still be a couple of months away, but that is good news. We have information on the website. We've kept this current for you. So if you want to go to redhook.org, on the left-hand side of the front page, you can get all of that, all of this, and including all the links. Here are the locations. It says as of February 24th, but we've updated it again today for your use. And we hope that's helpful for you. More vaccination sites. All of the pharmacies for the folks at home are still doing only those who qualify by age, 60 and over, and school teachers. Those are the two categories that they address, and that's to keep it a simpler process so they can move through as many folks as possible. So that's the COVID update I have for you. The other thing I wanted to let you know is that we received word from Senator Schumer about some of the details related to the latest stimulus plan that's, I think, going to be voted on by the House tomorrow. And it has some projections about maximum funding that we might receive here in New York State and the Hudson Valley in particular. It looks like as much as $12 billion will make its way to the state. Overall, between the agencies and authorities, it'll be over $30 billion. Looks like Dutchess County will receive about $57 million. And the town and the two villages could receive upwards and in excess of $1 million under this plan. It's not yet clear what qualifies. It's not yet clear over what time frame we can tap into this, but if possible, I'm going to see if we can get our Congressman Delgado here for our next meeting to maybe walk us through a little bit more of this legislation. So that's all good news for us and our budgets in New York State. Right. Let's move on to the water district, which we mentioned. Okay. Did our fire. Go. So what we have tonight is just a resolution to set a public hearing. That would be for our next meeting, March 24th at 7:35, and that is to approve the anticipated 5% increase in the rates effective April 1st. This was outlined a few years ago, as I mentioned, as part of a plan to properly prepare for major capital improvements to the water tank. As you know, some other communities have experienced very large increases when they've had to do major capital projects. What our water board proposed a few years ago is start to build up those reserves so that there would not be a big one-time increase to the fees associated with the district. And still at these levels, our water rates are very competitive and cheaper than you would find in most municipalities. So we have a resolution here. You have a notice of a public hearing. This would be resolution number 20. And I would recommend that we set it for 7:35 p.m. Any questions before we go ahead and entertain this resolution? It's resolution number 20, establishing a date for a public hearing regarding water rates and charges for water district number 1. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor, Bill O'Neill.
Aye.
Bill Hamill.
Aye.
Jacob Testa.
Aye.
Okay, we're setting for the 24th at 7:35. We will put this information up there. If you are a customer of the water district, what is 5% increase? That means the minimum rate moves from $44.88 to $47.12 for up to 9,000 gallons. And then for each 1,000 over that, it moves from $5.46 to $5.73. And the schedule we'll have on the website, so you can take a look at that as well. Okay, we have Just a little bit of business to conduct left, and that is a reorg. We had a letter of interest from Will Tatum, who happens also to be our county historian. We have a vacancy on the Hamlet Committee. Who's the liaison for that?
Is
Maybe
it Bill?
me,
Bill, I think.
That is Bill.
Bill O'Neill.
Bill, yeah. So Bill, we have, these are 2-year appointments. We've had a vacancy for a while due to the death of one of the members. This is a vacancy that would go just through the end of the year, the term 2021. And let's take a look at that. Yeah, okay. And it's for Will Tatum. And for the folks at home, he wrote a very interesting submission here with his background. And we're really thankful for him throwing his hat in the ring, if you will. So Bill, would you like to make a motion?
I would make that motion, yep. I've heard
Okay.
from everybody on the board who seems to approve of it.
Okay, very good. All right, so we have a motion to appoint Will Tatum to the Design Review Hamlet Committee for a term ending in 2021. These are 2-year terms, and I will second your motion. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, Bill Hamel,
Aye.
Christine Kane,
Aye.
and Jacob Testa.
Aye.
Okay. Very good. Folks, that's all the business that we have in front of us tonight. Is there anything else we need to let the folks at home know about? Okay, hearing none, I would entertain a motion to close the meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Christine. Folks, we wish you the best. Take care, and we will see you again on March 24th. All in favor, Jacob Testa,
Aye.
Bill Hamel,
Aye.
Bill O'Neill.
Aye.
Good night, everyone.
Night,
Night.
Thank you.
Thank you.